Do you ever have a hard time making New Year's resolutions or even a hard time keeping them? Well, let's find out what we can do to make that process better. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Reverend Sharon Renee, and welcome to this week's Sunday Inspiration. And we're upon the new year. It's coming in. And do you ever have a really difficult time making New Year's resolutions or knowing what you're wanting? Or even once you create them, you start all excited about it, and then 2 months in or 3 weeks in, oh, life is too complicated, and you give it up, right? And I think sometimes we make New Year's resolutions that are superficial, like we feel like, okay, if I lose that 20 pounds, my life is going to change. Okay, if I exercise, my health is going to improve. There can be a lot of different things that we look at in that aspect. But one of the things I think that's often missing is we're making a structure of goals that may not be fun for us, that may not bring us joy, and we're doing it because we think that we should, and this is the way to do it. So I'm going to invite you to try things in a new way. And one is to really take some time and to go into a time and get a notebook, something where you've got some paper, and write down some questions. But the first thing is, I want you to think about a word. And if you could have any word be that total description of your life, what would it be? So like somebody might say peace. Somebody might say creativity. Someone else might say successful or abundant or prosperous. Come up with that word that feels good. It might be love, it might be joy, whatever that word is, and it doesn't matter, it's your word. And if you're stuck between two, then have two words, but focus on that primary first and then focus on the secondary second, all right? So come up with that word, and having that word in your life, and you could see yourself in a place with that word. So when I close my eyes and I talk about that, I'm envisioning, right? When you see what that would look like in your life, then I want you to write this question down. What is currently missing from me having that now in my life? Or how could I have more of that? If you feel like you already have it, but you want more, how could I have more? And it could be, what am I not doing towards it, right? You can write it down and then ask yourself, what actions am I taking towards it? And it might be none, right? But what actions am I taking towards it? 3, what reasons do I have for not doing it? What are my reasons? And usually it's time, health, energy, people, it's never our issue. It's always something else, right? And what can I change to make this happen? What step, and again, what small step? What is my first step towards creating this feeling? So I want to use an example. So let's say that you want the mega lottery, right? You want all the money you care to spend and more, because your real true desire that you believe is to help people, right? Well, you can't help people unless you're in a good place to help them, but you're already helping you. So like if it's winning the lottery and it's having abundance or plenty of income, what can you do now that would be towards that goal? And it might be volunteering in a soup kitchen. It might be donating to a food bank. It might be going and working at the food bank. What are things that you can do now? So if it's like to be a successful writer, like in your mind, to give you freedom, like that's your word, and you want to be a successful writer, are you writing now, right? So it can be, okay, I could start writing. So when you do this, you're going to engage in these questions, but then other things are going to come up, and ask yourself those questions. And then be very honest with yourself. Am I doing this for me? Or am I doing it because this is what others expect from me? Because you want to do what's going to bring you the most peace, love, and joy in what you do. And then ask yourself this question: do I have the willingness to change? And the next question is, what can I do today that puts me in joy, that has nothing to do with what I want? Because each day of taking that joy builds you closer to what you want. All right? So come up with a word or two. Ask yourself a series of these questions so that you can see what it is that you're really wanting. And it's not going to be just 3 answers, right? Each one should take you through kind of down a rabbit hole. All right, well, what does health look like to me? And what does this look like to me? Honor that. Honor those things. Answer those questions. Take the time for you to do this. This is very freeing and it's very enlightening, because you might find that the goals you've been working on are really not towards what you really desire. So here is to your creating a new year filled with your heart's desire. Have a beautiful day, and namaste.